Good evening and welcome to the podcast that you love. You love to smell it, like you love to taste it, you love to look at it, you like to feel it. It's Is This What You Want with Matt and Julia. I'm Julia Ladkowitz. Across from me is my co-host and my husband, Matt O'Brien.
I hope they don't come out with smell podcasts.
A podcast you can smell and touch.
Podcast you can smell. Well, smell and touch. That's just like storming the set of The View and touching everyone's faces and smelling their hair.
Smelling Joy Behar.
Well, first of all, Smellcast, if that's what you want to call it, because most podcasts are hosted by like dirty little dude comedians and then probably just stink. But do you remember like when we first started comedy, what like a lot of comedians would smell like? I remember what every comedian smells like.
Oh yeah. And especially when like when podcasts started being a thing and it's like you'd go to some weird guy's like basement apartment or like you used to run a podcast out of your friggin' little bachelor apartment.
There was a table beside my bed where I slept, and also there's no frame, so it was just on the floor like a prison. And then people would come to my bachelor party,
and I still liked you.
Somehow you still liked me. Yeah, it would stink. So Smellcast, I don't know if that's going to be a thing. Unless
Smellcast, gross.
It's like a food-based podcast and like a little. Like I'm having a delicious macaroni and cheese.
They always say that on Food Network shows. On like Rachel Ray, she's like, I wish we had smell-o-vision.
They keep trying it. I keep seeing like tech conventions, and they're like, this is fine. It's finally here, and it's this device you put on your TV, and it goes. It's like a Glade, like one of those things that in the bathroom that go.
But how does it know what it's making?
That was a pretty good impression of that little machine.
That was great. Also, my impression of Rachel Ray was pretty good too, and you didn't say anything.
Both of us are killing it. I mean, we didn't say anything for the other person's impression because we know it's good.
We know it's good. Hey, check this one out.
That's good. What do you call those things?
You call it an ooh-ow.
A ooh-ow that you got at the dollar store?
Or the It store.
Yeah, it was just a tube that made a noise. It made the ooh-ow.
Or what were those other things? They were literally like, they honestly looked like big, colorful condoms filled with like water, and then you shove your fingers in the middle of them.
Yeah, the It store was like, come on in and finger some stuff.
Yeah,
and then there was that pin, the brick of pins that you put your hand in. And and you look on the other side, and you're like, wow, that's what my hand would look like if it was pins.
Man, it was simpler times when not everything was at our fingertips, and you'd have to really like seek out stuff. You'd have to go to the It store and just touch some things to feel alive.
The It store was the original internet. There was no internet back then, but it's like, guess what? If you wanted to see something weird, you got to go to the It store.
I feel like the It store was like...
Wait, was it Canadian only?
I don't know.
I think it might have
been. But it feels like if like E-Bombs World had like a storefront.
Yeah, like a merch store. E-Bombs Merch World. Fart pills, and then I can't think of another thing. It was just any like fake dog shit, fake
or
puke.
like dill pickle gum, or like it would just be crazy stuff.
It was almost like a prank store or like a Halloween store, but not quite, like year round.
Yeah,
it was like a classy prank store.
Yeah,
it was the It store. A lot of 8-balls too.
Oh, I used to love an 8-ball. Are you kidding me?
I shook mine too hard and it got bubbles in it. So I was like, tell me something good, God damn it. And then it just got all bubbly and it's I see bubbles.
I really took it seriously. I'm like, what is this witchcraft?
Yeah.
Speaking about witchcraft, we're here. We're doing the podcast and it's Chappy Hour, everybody.
Happy Chappy Hour, the only happy hour dedicated to the worst robot movie of all time that Julia has not seen. Chappy's
is a robot a witch?
That's a debate that's been going on for decades. Is a robot a witch? I mean, if you were to show a robot to a bunch of pilgrims,
they'd be like, "That's a witch for sure."
That's a witch. Absolutely, that's a witch.
Like a robot in general seems like witchcraft to me. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah,
you're a robot. You shouldn't exist. You're a witch.
When no one knew what technology was, they're like, "We know what witchcraft is, so we're just going to say that's."
Yeah.
That. And then people are like, it's technology, by the way. And then they're like, okay, we'll start calling it
anything
that.
from modern day. You'd show someone a pilgrim your little stationary bike, and they'd be like, well, that's witchcraft right there.
That would be the weirdest thing to bring back to Pilgrim times. You pick one item to show the pilgrims. Be like, check it out. They're like, what is this? You just sit in one place and pedal and don't go anywhere?
Yeah, and they'd be like, I literally walk 800 miles every day, and you want me to just sit and pedal and go nowhere?
Yeah, I carry a jug of milk on my head for 5 kilometers every morning.
I like that I said they walk 800 miles.
Some walk 800 miles. Some carry jugs of milk on their head for 5 kilometers. Pilgrims wouldn't be able to carry jugs on their head, too, because of those big pilgrim hats, too, with the buckle on it. They love the buckle on their hat. Did the buckle keep the hat on their head? Is that what the buckle is? You adjusted it to the size of your head?
I don't know. Maybe it just made it heavier, so it made their neck stronger. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They were wearing a lot of stuff.
They're wearing a lot of stuff. The pilgrims were known to have strong necks. The strongest necks. When a pilgrim agreed with something, that agreeing nod created a breeze.
Yeah.
It was so strong.
Sometimes they'd nod so hard it would knock another man out.
Yeah. I agree. And
but we're not pilgrims. We're just simple men.
we're simple men.
And we are drinking a rosé. I don't know where you opened it. Where's it from?
I don't know.
It was
It doesn't
gifted to
matter.
us. A friend came over when we watched the season premiere of Drag Race season 16, and she brought over a bottle of rosé, and we've cracked it now. It's quite lovely.
Yeah, it's nice. It's it's what you want from a rosé. If you were poolside and you're like, I just want an easy drinking rosé, something that I can read a book with, this would be it, I think.
Yeah, and it's not sweet.
It's not sweet. It's not complicated. It's not trying to be the main event. It knows that you're the main event, and it goes, I'll be the backup singer. That's what this rosé is.
You know what? It's not a bad description.
Yep.
Hint of strawberry, too.
Yeah. If you wanted to get technical with it, it does taste like a fruit that you recognize.
Hint. Just a hint.
Just a hint. Just a tiddlywink.
Just a tiddlywink. Oh, man. Today.
Did you ever play tiddlywinks?
What is a tiddlywink?
You never played tiddlywinks?
No.
It's oh God, how do you describe it? It's these little like chips, like little circular little discs, tiny, very tiny, multicolored, and you had to flick them with another disc of the same color and then make it flip and then yell tiddlywink at the top of your lungs.
Is this something the pilgrims taught you? This sounds terrible.
Yeah, when I went back in time and gave them my stationary bike, they gave me a handful of tiddlywinks. And they said, I want you to just get out of here.
Giving some of the old tiddlywink sounds like a old reach around or something.
Yeah, the old tiddlywink. Oh, I went down under the bridge downtown and got my tiddlywinked.
Met a guy on Tinder and got my tiddlywinked.
Ooh, I got tiddled and he winked.
You've been tiddlywinked.
Yeah. It's I don't remember where I remember having tiddlywinks my whole childhood. I think I was gifted it once, and it just one of those toys that just never left. It was just always there.
I've heard of tiddlywinks, but I thought it was just like, oh, that's a little tiddlywink. You just said
No.
tiddlywinks just for the fun of saying
I
tiddlywink.
grew up on when I was such a boring farm growing up. I would be like, I'd just grab the box of tiddlywinks and start flicking them around. I'd be like, fuck, there's nothing else to do.
Again, pre-internet.
Pre-internet.
It was the It Store and tiddlywinks.
Did I tell you? Have I told this story before when we had no internet? Well, we had internet on our computer at the farm, and then my dad got rid of it because he's like, we're not paying for this. No one uses it. I'm like, I love this. This is how I communicate with people. And then I remember a couple weeks into not having internet, I went on the computer and wrote in the Notes app about how much I missed the internet, hoping that my dad would see it.
Oh.
I titled it The Internet, and I went, I miss the internet so much. I wish we had it still. It was like it's just a couple paragraphs.
And then did he bring it back?
Well, he never used the computer because we didn't have internet. It was just me. And I would go on the computer and
Play games?
I mean, I would play that pinball game.
Right.
Well, I think we all played that. It was called like Space Cadet Pinball.
I played the Lemmings game.
Oh, yeah. That's when you got to install. It doesn't come with the computer.
No, but my uncle at the time, he's still my uncle, but
Yeah.
at the time he worked for
He was more an uncle.
a game company, so we
Yeah.
got to try out all these weird little games.
That's fun.
It
I
was
remember being a kid, I bought The Sims when it first came out. Mm-hmm. You ever play The Sims?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember people at school being like, The Sims is such a fun game. I love it. And I was just like, just to fit in with everyone, I want to play The Sims too. So I saved up some money, and I think it was like $60 or $70 to buy it.
Jeez.
And I remember getting it, and then it's like, yeah, you just live a life of another
Yeah.
person. And I felt so stupid when I like built this house and I had this little man and I was like taking him to the bathroom and like cooking him meals. And I remember I stopped. I'm like, I've made a huge mistake.
That's literally what you do with your games. I remember like this was years ago and I walk into the living room and you're just like bathing your cowboy. And I'm like,
listen, Red Dead Redemption 2, there's more to do than just live. Sims is just living a life and watching a guy shit on the floor and burn his house down.
yeah, you're still bathing a cowboy and making a stew. And I'm like, how about you fucking bathe me and make me a stew?
I had a big day. I robbed banks.
had a big
I
day.
rode horses. I also
robbed
washed
banks.
my horse. You're not talking about that.
Oh my God.
I did so much in that game. That's a fun game. That's a nice game to get high and just walk around the woods. It's nice. You know what the best part about Red Dead Redemption 2?
What's that?
Is when you walk around and sometimes random stuff will happen to you. So like, people will run up to you and be like, oh my God, someone stole my plywood. And you got to go get their plywood back. Or sometimes you walk around at night in the woods and there's like the KKK is like having a meeting and you get extra points for killing them.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. They like will like be burning across or something because it's like back in the cowboy times. And then you just like throw a thing of dynamite in there and blow them all up. And then the game's like, that was good.
Well, see, now we like that game. That's
See?
a nice.
It's a good game.
That's a nice
You
time.
got to get into these games. They're so.
I would watch you fucking bathe your cowboy.
They're nice.
I would watch you fuck and bathe your cowboy.
He doesn't fuck. You can call in a lady to come help you bathe, which I always thought it's an extra like $5 in the game, and she comes in, and then you can choose to talk to her or not. And when you talk to her, it just gets weird because it's like you're all having a good day, and she's like scrubbing your kneecap. She's like, "Yeah, it's fine." It's a real game.
You think I could make some money on the side just bathing cowboys?
Maybe if you go to like Utah or Texas,
What if I just put a sign on our front lawn that
I'll
says
bathe your cowboy.
"We'll bathe your cowboy."
Assuming people in our neighborhood have a dirty cowboy that they just use on a daily basis, and they're just like, I'm sick of hosing down this cowboy. I wish somebody in our neighborhood had a tub that they could bathe a cowboy.
Because the cowboy in Red Dead was cute. I only want to bathe handsome cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You can make them fat and gross.
Oh,
I kept them in shape.
Right.
I kept them clean. Got them haircuts. I made them, and I washed them. I washed my cowboy. If that's
I washed my cowboy. Speaking of washing your cowboy, what else is in the news?
if I was like 16 being like, I wonder what my mid 30s are going to be like, and then it's just cut to me bathing a digital cowboy. Be like, the future is not what I thought it was.
Bathing a digital cowboy.
That sounds like an indie band.
It does.
Bathing the digital cowboy.
But seriously, have you been checking up on the news lately?
Let me tell you.
Any fun, stupid things coming up?
Have you been seeing this alien stuff?
No.
We got to talk about this alien stuff.
Okay. Yes.
Because I saw a new alien thing today. First of all, it's all spawned from there was this supposed brawl of teens in a Miami mall.
Okay.
1 or 2 weeks ago. And they're like, a bunch of teens were lighting off fireworks and being real rambunctious. But then people were showing videos of it. And there was like, I'm not even joking. It looked like there was like 100 cop cars there. Like there was like every cop in Miami was at this mall.
How many teens were involved?
That's what people are saying. And I'm not a conspiracy guy, but you watch the video and you're just like, why are there so many cops? And then there's video of supposedly giant, like long, skinny, tall, gray figures kind of walking around, and you can kind of see them. They kind of look like shadows. And then there's like witnesses that were tweeting it live, and they're like, there's these giant gray monsters in the mall and no one's talking about it.
What?
Yeah. And
how have I what?
And so everyone's like trying to break this down, and the cops are like, no, there's no giant gray aliens in the Miami mall, which is exactly where they would go. Why wouldn't
Maybe
they
it
go
was
to
just like two like really ugly
tall
gangly
guys.
teens that are just like, oh, leave me alone. I already
Oh,
got
and
picked on
everyone's
enough.
screaming
And
and
everybody's like, aliens.
and 100 cops show up to try to shoot you. I mean, that's Florida for you. But so that's where it started. You watch the videos and you're like, I don't know. I can't really see anything. And there's no like real evidence. But why are there so many cops there? And now there's this new video from Brazil. And it's this mountainside. And there's like, they're looking at this hill. And they're like, this is a really hard hill for any human to get to. And there's these like 10-foot tall things. And it's in the middle of the day. It's bright. You can see them.
So what are they? Did they look like humans?
That's the thing. They had arms and legs, but they were very tall, and they were kind of just walking and lanky, and they almost look like Jack Skellington, like kind of thing.
Here's the thing. With AI right now, how do we know this is not AI? Like literal AI can do anything right now.
Very well could be. So it's this is probably a hoax of sorts, but it's very exciting. The problem with the Brazil video is they're on the hill, these two alien-y tall things, and one is kind of looking, but then he puts his hand on his hip. And I'm like, I don't think an alien has like back problems enough that he needs to like stand or just go, oh, look at this view.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, and maybe we don't know aliens. Like
maybe we don't know aliens.
We always picture aliens like hello, and maybe they're just like, oh yeah, I hiked this friggin' mountain. Now I'm tired. Gosh,
they're just like tourists. I think maybe they're just tourists. Maybe they're just coming to visit. And
they're tourists from planet Blorp, and they climbed a real big mountain, and then that's it.
Maybe they went to the mountain, and then they're like, let's get some souvenirs before we leave Earth, and they went to a mall in Miami just to stimulate the economy, and everyone's like, shoot them.
So, okay. So they're saying it was a brawl with teens. Are any of these teens coming forward?
No, I haven't seen anything. It's a weird excuse. I guess if you're thinking of an emergency at a mall, you can't say shooting because then people will really freak out.
Yeah.
So you got to be like, oh, some teens were smacking each other around.
Yeah, and you can't say aliens because that'll really freak people out.
And I think it was around New Year's, so they were lighting off fireworks and being real rambunctious. But anyway, that's the news I got sucked up in today.
Well, it's interesting because I did have a dream the other day that I was dressed up as an alien.
That's right. Aliens they're back. They're back in the news. I'm trying to picture a world where we do make contact with aliens and how much would actually change. I think I have a theory that movies are grooming us to be more comfortable seeing aliens with all of the weird sci-fi movies and stuff.
Maybe.
I think when we finally see them, we're going to be like, huh, okay.
No, I think when we finally see them, shit is going to hit the fan. Even if they are the nicest aliens, even if they're the meanest, people are going to be like, how do we trust them?
Yeah.
And people are going to go absolutely crazy, and people are going to try to kill the aliens, and some of us will be like, save the aliens, and then it'll start like this weird war, and then I truly can't think about it.
You're literally describing the book Three Body Problem. That's exactly what happens. We get contact with aliens, and then humanity breaks into these different sections of like, we love the aliens, we want to kill the aliens are God, and all this stuff. Or the book Watchmen.
Yeah.
An alien at the end actually like brings humans together kind of thing, because we're all like, holy shit, we got to team up against this thing.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. If it comes in and it's presents itself as evil in the first place, and we're all like, okay, we have to come together to combat this evil alien. But at the beginning, when they're just like existing, you're like, what the fuck do we do with this?
Yeah.
Unless the alien has superpowers, and then they cast a spell on us and they grant us world peace.
That'd be nice. It'd be nice if they have magical superpowers.
Here's the thing, though. If we have peace, we can't
protect ourselves from aliens.
I guess, but also nobody wants peace. I want peace, but peace don't make you money. That's why we live in a capitalist society.
What are you? You were staring intensely at the rug as you're trying to piece this together.
What, like the amount of money we put into war and whatever, and war makes money in arms dealers and whatever. It's just, we're fucked. It's all too much.
It's all too much. Anyway, aliens are back in the mix along with everything else going on in the world, and that's the news.
Aliens always get swept under the rug. There's too much. That's how crazy the world is right now, that all this alien stuff that used to be, top billing is like, eh.
Well, that's why they're always like, the government's hiding all this stuff, because if we knew everything, I think we'd all be freaking the fuck out. And half of us are freaking out right now. The rest are like, oh, I got to pay my taxes. If aliens show up, I'm not paying my taxes. I think that's it. I think that's what the government knows, too. They're like, man, we can't, because then everyone will just be like, fuck this. I'm going with the aliens. But then they're like, you got to pay our taxes, and it's green and sticky.
I was going to say, do you think aliens are sticky?
Yeah.
Do you think they're cold?
Yeah, because space is cold, and you got to remain moist up there because it's so cold
Do you
and
think
dry.
when they come down they'll be like nude, or they'll be like wearing some sort of garb?
I hope they wear something. I mean, they're visitors. They're coming to our dinner party. You better put on a pair of pants or
Yeah,
something.
but maybe they don't have fabric on Planet Glorp.
Okay, put some extra goo over your penis. Put some extra alien goo over your
Maybe
junk in your
aliens
asshole.
don't even have penises or vaginas. Maybe they just are.
They just like
They
are
all
like-
just have like one hole.
or
maybe
like a
they,
salamander's tail. They just fall apart and parts of them fall off, and then that part becomes a new alien. That could be it.
wait. If a salamander loses its tail, it doesn't become another salamander.
No, but that'd be really cool if it did. Just a little salamander head coming out of a tail, be like, soon I will have arms.
Wait, isn't that what happens with like earthworms? Can't earthworms like detach their body? If like you chop off an earthworm's head, can't it just like grow another body?
I think so. There's a few things out there that can just regenerate, and we're all just kind of just living our lives like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, we really should give earthworms more credit.
Yeah, worms and lizards. They're like, guess what? I'll grow it back. Don't even worry about it. They have no worries. You ever look a lizard in the eyes? No worries. Because they're like, I'll grow it back. Step on my arm. It'll grow back. Who cares? If you could grow something back, you wouldn't give a shit about anything.
I love lizards.
Wait, is that person texting? Are they here? Someone's
no,
picking up a bench today from us.
Yeah, so we're getting rid of a workout bench because Matt decided he didn't need it. When you bought it, I'm like, you don't need this, and you're like, shut
When I
up,
bought
bitch.
it, I did not say that. First of all, I did not say that. I was like, well, I'm going to work out at home. And yeah, I worked out at home, but none of those workouts involved a big fuck off bench. I thought I was going to have like a bench press at home, and I was going to be like, Rocky on the top of a mountain bench pressing bags of cement.
Anyway, we tried to sell it, and I got lazy, and then I just posted in this like comedy ladies group, and I was like, does anybody fucking want this? And so she's picking it up.
Yeah.
It's going to a good home.
This bench is yours.
It's been a weird day. You can probably tell by my cadence.
Yeah.
Something's up. I don't know what's going on. It's like the beginning of... I feel like the beginning of this week was so productive, and I got so much done. And this always happens. It's like, good day, good day, good day. And then there's like a crash.
Yeah.
I just feel worn down. I feel fucked up. I feel sad. I have my period.
Well, it is the end of the week too. Anyone else working a normal job is like Thursdays are always like, oh fuck, is this done yet?
But it's like but it's just ramping up for us. Like, you're at the Comedy Store tonight. I'm at the Comedy Store tomorrow. We're both at a Don't Tell show on Saturday. Like, I just feel overwhelmed and I'm really gassy.
Yeah, I think that's a broccoli soup we had today. A little hint of garlic and lemon in there. Also, I mean, there's a lot of high winds. Big high winds today, if you want to talk about weather. Hurricane winds even. So much that like I woke up at like 6 a.m. this morning, and it sounded like the side of the house was going to come off.
I thought someone was breaking in. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, someone's trying to get into our gate and steal our catalytic converter.
Yeah, but no, it was just the old Santa Ana's ripping away everything. It's they got real intense, but then they also blow around all the shit and pollen, everything around the air. So everyone just feels fucked up right now.
Yeah, it's
You're not winning when you live in LA for a lot of things. There's a lot. I was thinking about that because I'm like, there's always like an air quality warning, and there's always the lingering fear of a giant earthquake destroying literally all of society.
yeah.
And then the winds.
And then it gets really wet all of a sudden, and then it floods, and then there's
Yeah.
mudslides.
There's floods and slides.
And then it gets really dry because there is no rain, and then the winds come more, and then there's fires.
Yeah, it's a real wild. It's like an experiment down here. It's like, let's see how long
is.
people will stay here.
But then sometimes it's just like, oh my God, every day is the most beautiful day, and I'm walking around our neighborhood, and I'm looking at like the sunrise or the sunset, and I'm seeing the mountains and the palm trees and the parrots. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, how do I live in this paradise?
They
It
trick
really
you that way by
it
giving
really
you the nice
flip-flops.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's odd. It's an odd place. Speaking of odd, should we go into our two segments?
Yeah.
To rapido it up. Do you want to? I mean, you started talking about something stupid this week. Let's talk about something stupid that happened this week. With that was stupid.
Well, that was stupid.
Here
You
we
shall
go.
begin.
I shall begin. Well, I guess this is kind of stupid. We both got our vaccine booster and flu shots
Oh, yeah.
at the same time, which you did once, and you said really fucked you up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't last time. I just got the booster. So this time, because I'm traveling so much in the next couple of weeks, I'm like, I can't be sick. It'll actually ruin my life. So we got the booster and the flu shot. All is well. First of all, the guy doing it, I don't even know if he worked there. He seemed very new, and before he put our shots in our arms, he gave them really hard pinches, like he was pinching,
Like he was fluffing the muscle or something.
Yeah.
But that on its own hurt almost as much as
so
the jab.
much. Yeah, he was like fluffing a memory foam pillow, or like pinching a butt cheek. It was crazy, and I was like, ow, 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 and then he would shove it in. And then blood would be squirting everywhere.
We
on both
both
of us.
squirted.
We both totally squirted at CVS, and then he had to do the other one in basically the same spot. And he pinch, jab for the second shot, and then we're both like, "Fuck, that hurt a lot."
Like and this was what, over a week ago now?
This was a week ago,
And I still have a big bruise.
Yeah, so do I. And there was just so much blood on both of us. I've never had so much blood from a shot. It was very dumb. And then I'm like, okay, I know these shots are going to fuck me up. I'm sure tomorrow is going to be bad. Cut to the middle of the night, as orchestrated previously, full shakes,
Yeah.
like just having an absolute nightmare of a time. And then the next day, like, it was like a hangover if I drank like actual poison the night before.
Yeah.
Like if I was like, I'm going to try everything under the sink. And then the next day I was like, I shouldn't have drank those sink things. And that's exactly what I felt. We were both so fucked up. I could barely eat.
It kicked in faster for me, but then I feel like overnight it became worse for you, because as soon as we got it, like a few hours later, I was on the couch and I'm going to fall asleep sitting up.
Yeah.
And then the soreness was so bad that I feel like I couldn't sleep on that arm at all. I couldn't sleep at it. It fucking sucked. But anyway, hopefully now we're immune. Although now I feel like absolute shit, but I don't know if I'm actually sick.
It's 2 weeks after the shot when it's full blown.
Okay.
You're ready to rock. So we're almost there. But yeah, it's just kind of dumb. Good. I mean, it's great to be in a country that you can get such things.
Of course.
But it's just wild what happens to your body during these things. And I know it's for a good cause and it's all for the greater good. But you're just like, man, like what's going on in my body when those things go in there?
I know.
Like I feel like I could feel my body trying to figure out what the hell I just did.
Yeah, because they're giving you a taste of the poison. And that's the thing. Well, it's better to have that for like a day or two than like... my mom's friend had COVID for 3 weeks. Yeah. Literally 3 weeks. And then she got pneumonia. And that's often what kills you in the end. You get the one disease, and then when your immune system's down, pneumonia sweeps in, and that's what fucking will get you. So.
Checkmate. But yeah, because literally everyone and their dog is sick right now. Yeah. So I don't want to be sick because I got the big things coming up, man.
We have big things. And
things.
I have something stupid, and I don't know if I talked about this last week at all, but I think I might have like sciatica or something. I'm at an age now, I guess, that it's like a pinching in like my lower back, upper glute thing. And I know sciatica usually like shoots down the leg more, which I don't quite have, but it's basically like, say you're like washing the dishes or standing over the sink, and then you kind of hinge over like for a second. It's just like a sharp pain.
Oh yeah.
At the top there. And it like sort of like spreads and it feels like hot.
Bad.
And I don't know what to do about this. It sucks. If anybody has sciatica and have dealt with it, like I took Advil today and I've iced it and I put this like other fucking cream on it. But I mean, because I've been doing Pilates, I'm like, is the Pilates aggravating the sciatica? And I want to sign up for this half marathon, but I'm like, my sciatica.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very stupid.
Back stuff is the worst because it's like, well, maybe you stretch, but you kind of ice it and they're just like ice and rest. It's like, well, okay, is there something I can do? I like physically do to stretch this out, and if it's like a pinch something, you just got to ride it out. Unfortunately, it sucks.
Especially when you're like, finally, like, I'm like, yes, half marathon, Pilates, getting my body in order. And I honestly don't think I've been like working out too hard or going nuts or anything.
I'm going to like just standing and doing dishes will hurt my back. I'm like, I'm going to start walking around like a dog. Look how happy Shanja is walking around like a dog.
We should, honestly, we should be walking on all fours. And that's part of the reason that humans have so many fucked up spinal issues and back issues is because for the longest time, we were on all fours. We were apes.
Walking around on our knuckles and eating bugs and, you know, flinging our shit at each other.
And then all of a sudden, one person became upright, and then we all became upright.
Yeah, they put a suit on and they started fucking doing accounting. God damn that first ape that started doing accounting.
Yeah, the fucking erect ape.
Yeah. Was there an ape that started taxes too? He's like, well, we all should pay taxes on these things. And all the apes are like, God,
no.
Why did that guy have to stand up? Go back on your knuckles and eat dirt.
No.
You should have stayed. If the apes that evolved are listening, you should have stayed down there eating dirt. And we never should have gotten to this. Especially with what AI is destroying everything right now. Oh, we should have talked about that George Carlin thing. Oh, my God. That's still blowing my mind. That's also a stupid thing. Is I think it was literally on Will Sasso's podcast where he created an AI and AI did an impression of George Carlin and did an hour stand up
of like dead George Carlin.
Yeah, of like, hey, don't blame me for not having jokes. I died. And
blame God.
Yeah, blame God. And like I watched like the first couple of minutes. I'm like, oh my God, it really sounds like him. But there is a lack of humanness that you can. I know I already know it's AI, but I'm like, yeah, there's something off. But it does sound like him, and these do sound like his jokes, but we're getting way too close.
We're getting way too close. I don't like this. Maybe it's time for big, tall, gray aliens to come and shake it up.
And they start doing my stand-up bits. I'm like, no.
God. They just start stealing all my jokes.
That's worst case scenario. I mean, worst case scenario is they blow up the planet. Second worst case scenario is aliens land and start stealing my bits.
Or just start, that's why they came, just to steal comedians' bits.
Yeah, they're like, we love the art of stand-up, and we don't have it on our planet.
Well, if they like the art of stand-up, they're not going to be stealing your jokes.
Hey, you gotta have riffs. Roasted in my own house. Roasted on my couch.
Well, let's end on something that's warm and fuzzy, Matt.
Sure, something that nice that happened this week. What nice happened this
What nice
week?
happened did?
That's a tough one.
I feel like that's the thing. I feel like a lot of nice stuff happened this week, and there were a few days that you and I were like in a good mood. I feel like our serotonin was at a high. We were like getting things done, working on stuff, having fun.
I remember, I don't know what day I looked at you and I went, I am actually hopeful for the future.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that feeling in such a long time. I'm like, I wonder how long this will last.
Cut to today.
Today.
Me literally bawling on the kitchen floor while making broccoli soup.
Yeah. I guess it lasted a couple days. But yeah, there is some niceness happening. There's been bursts of like productivity happening. We're definitely moving in the right direction, regardless of how we might feel on certain days.
Yeah.
But whatever we're doing is working, and unfortunately, it's not working as fast as we want.
But also, like, it's literally like a week into January, like a week and a half. And I do feel like we've gotten the ball rolling on a few things. So that's good. I just wish I could sustain my feelings of... Yeah, I'm either at like a really high or a really low, and I know that like I'm reading Rising Strong by Brené Brown right now, and it's like all about like overcoming like when you fall and looking into that instead looking into your emotions and why you feel that way instead of like pushing it all down and then rising strong from your failures.
I see.
So I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, but I have a few warm and fuzzy things.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Within this whole mess that's been happening lately. One, so I think I had mentioned it. So a commercial I did a long time ago that I never saw, and it was non-union, so you just get a buyout fee. However, it's been renewed, and I heard tell that it might be renewed, but I'm like, am I going to get more money? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. So I am getting more money, and I just signed the contract today. So that's very
Hurrah.
exciting. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. And 2, I filmed this really stupid video yesterday, and it's actually a remake of one of my old videos, but it was poor quality, and
Yeah.
we decided to like redo it. And
Did
then
we do it during the pandemic?
I don't know.
Or did we not?
Oh, it could have been right before the pandemic, actually.
There's a lot of videos that we should be just remaking. I was thinking, I saw old Marlo Meekins posted a post on Instagram being like how when Vine went away, she got really depressed and
Yeah.
like couldn't get out of bed and stuff. And I'm like, well, what's stopping us from just remaking those? That's why, because I felt depressed when Vine went away too, because I'm like, all that effort on all those videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they don't exist anymore, which is kind of good because now you can remake them and make them HD.
Yeah, but also those were like 6-second things. But you can
Yeah.
reuse those concepts or
Sure.
whatever for sure.
But that's the one we made, a few years ago. And yeah, we just did it in better quality. And
We did it, and then I'm like added some more like topical things, but topical but evergreen, I would say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had so much fun doing that yesterday, and it's obviously me dressed up as a hideous man, and then you and I editing it together and just laughing, and that's what it made me so happy and feel warm and fuzzy, because especially during the pandemic, that's when I was having the most fun, when we were just making stupid videos and then we'd sit and edit them together, and I'd be like, ooh, looking over your shoulder, and
Yeah.
it was just, it's nice. And I want to do more videos because it makes me feel nice when Hollywood's not calling to like make our own little fucking videos.
Yeah. You're just doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Doing it.
And that's going to come out tomorrow, Friday, as well as our podcast. So get ready.
Get ready for Friday. It's going to be the biggest day ever. There's going to be a new video, a new podcast, and a big, tall aliens walking around your neighborhood, shoving you around,
Oh,
stealing your
God.
jokes.
What if he steals my new video idea?
Oh my God. Can you imagine a big, tall alien does the exact same video concept, posted on the exact same day under your name?
I can't. God.
These fucking aliens. If you're listening, aliens, don't steal my jokes.
Don't steal my freaking
Don't steal my
bits.
bits.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We love you a lot. We're going to be back next week. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to record it earlier because I'm leaving on...
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Hey, that's a fun episode, this one. Hope
Wait.
everyone... What? No, we can record it on Thursday. It's fine.
All right. Okay. We love you all. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Is this what you want? Is this what you want?